Hello everyone, thanks for checking out another InfoSec Hub video. Today we're going to talk about how to minimize getting hacked. And this might apply to you when you're in an office environment or when you are in a home environment. But we'll go through some of the steps that will give you a certain guideline on what to do on minimizing the attack surface that a hacker has. So let's continue. So if you have any test environment, for instance, if you have test accounts or unused accounts, then make sure that no easy passwords are enabled or accounts are disabled when you have unused or test accounts. And accounts should be there with two-factor authentication. So strong passwords and on top of that, two-factor authentication. Then when it comes to the network, no network segmentation. So you should have VLANs, virtual LANs that separate. There's a network segmentation there. So you have a VLAN for servers, for clients, for IoT devices, for network cameras, what have you. They should all be segmented. So why? If one computer gets busted, like a hacker gets a hold of this and he can ping and access every other resource on the network, then you're basically effed. You are. But if you have network segmentation, you can't. You just can't connect from one VLAN to the other one. So that way you set up more difficult defense for a hacker to break through. If they really want to get to your server and they started with a client, it's going to be a big challenge to go from one VLAN to another one. So network segmentation is pretty important. Also, when you have administrators accounts with too many rights, you should separate authorizations between the certain accounts. So when one account gets hacked, if you have a full overview and full accessibility to all the servers and all the clients and all the network related stuff with one account, that's just a single point of failure. So if you could just separate the authorizations over multiple accounts, just one account for the server range, one account for the IoT range, one account for user management, what have you, but not one account with all the authorizations, because that's a single point of failure again. All right. So monitoring is very, 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 very important. If you have a network, you want to know what's going on inside that network. Is there any illegal activity going on in that network, for instance? Is one IP try to log into SSH on port 22? FTP on port 21, does it try to access any existing Samba shares on a Linux machine, for instance? You need to monitor this, what one IP is trying to do, what it try to get off your network, and it will leave a trail. You need to put on some monitoring tools. You might go through them manually, but there are also many tools that help you with going to these log files and giving you some great insights on how to detect threats, basically. Another thing, software updates. Software updates is important because it can either be functionality based or security based. Recently I also updated my macOS machine, but it took a while for the IT department to say it's good now to download it, because we tested all the applications and seemed to be working fine. But in the end, every update, either OS or security based, should be implemented, because things has been tested on the other side. It has been tested. So you need to make sure that you have some speed and software updates, and when there are major updates, you should go to the release notes, check what kind of security gaps and security holes are being patched right now, and just make sure that they are implemented as soon as possible, right? Okay, and then we have another one, no backups or no separate backups, which renders them useless. You can make backups of your machine, but you should make separate backups of vital servers, services, servers, clients, and make separate backups. Because a backup can be infected when you need to, for instance, when you have a malware attack, you want to make sure that you put back the backup of 24 hours ago so that malware attack didn't infect your network. But you need to make separate backups of your servers, of your clients, maybe even of network gear. You gotta make sure that you are on top of your things. Whatever is affected by this virus or hacker, you need to be able to restore this, right? That's the logic behind it. Now we're going to talk about some corporate stuff, like if there's not enough budget for mitigating controls, and if the communication lags when you're under attack, and the system for communication that doesn't function or doesn't work no more. When you're under attack, when you're under ransomware, for instance, and your system that you use to communicate to your colleagues or the people in charge is also under attack, and there's no backup system. Listen, we all have mobile phones nowadays, yes, but if everything has to be documented because this is company policy and that same system that you use for communication is also under attack, you have a great problem. All right, so make sure that you have a backup way to communicate between the certain parties, the superior in your department, the one that's responsible for mitigating these kind of attacks when they happen. Make sure that there are certain lines that go outside the IT systems. Maybe use a cell phone, maybe use something else, a pager, I don't care. Just something that is not hacked and that's still functioning, right? Last one. If there's no business continuity plan, for instance, in case a hack occurs, then this is a threat. You should really train yourself and your organization when a hack occurs what to do, and you need to test this regularly, preferably twice to 4 times a year, maybe every quarter. You need to check what to do if my systems got compromised with malware, ransomware, whatever it is, anything nasty. How can I just go back up in line with a system that's not vulnerable no more? So a business continuity plan is also very vital. So there are technical measures in there and organizational matters that ensure you that your business can stay up and running after a hack occurs. And also sometimes need to know before a hack occurs what to do. I hope this is useful, and maybe you have a lot of questions. Please, I'm here. Let me know what you think and just leave them here in the comment section under this video. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you guys in the next one.